the truth.
I'm Jim Price, the Jim Price Show Daily Update. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Well, the government told me that today is April 21st. It's a Tuesday, 2026, so don't you argue with me. Government knows. Yeah. You guys ever think about how that, and I go back to the Sky Captain movie, and I think it's something you guys ought to watch. Very entertaining movie, but at the very, very, very end of it is something very prophetic, and I think a lot of times we wonder how we got where we are and why things are the way they are and all this different stuff. But I will tell you, at the end of the day, I think it has to do with the fact that we have a system that doesn't know how to stop. And that's not me trying to that's not a hyperbole. I'm saying the school system doesn't know anything but to continue to try to hire more teachers, hire more specialists, hire more superintendents, hire more custodians, hire more coaches, build more buildings. That's the only business plan they have. Guys, if you think that the education system is built for your children, then why is it that your scores in the last 50 years have been declining exponentially, especially in high-density urban areas? If the education system was really here for you, for your betterment, then we would not be trying to pound so many schools into the ground and then force so many kids out of the end of it and then call it a success. That's what we're up against. We're up against a machine that doesn't know how to stop. The Treasury Department doesn't know how to stop. The FDA only knows how to restrict. It does not know how to release. It does not know how to allow something. The FDA only knows how to put its spin, its English on whatever it is that comes their way or whatever they decide to get involved with. The AMA, the DOJ, DOW, Department of War. They only know to continue to go out and destroy and to consume and to build and get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. This is the problem with government. Is if it was actually attuned to the people, was actually making sure that the people's needs were being met, the people were doing their part, the people, all this was happening, then we wouldn't have a government that is literally paying, listen guys, for every dollar that the tax dollars are going into the government, including the ones they borrow, 35% goes to fraud. Oops. I want you guys to hear that. Oh, wow, I really screwed that up. Didn't know that was going to do all that. Today I decided I was over working on a project, and I decided I was going to go ahead and undo a hose I had these hoses for the front yard on this project, and I screwed that all up. I got blood all over my shirt. Well, anyway, I went to go and I was cutting the straps off it, and literally, I'm telling you guys, a second and a half before I did it, I said I should not cut towards my, and I took a sheetrock knife, the little triangle blade ones, that come out. I jammed that right into the muscle and opened up my arm for about an inch there. You can kind of, I don't know if you can see that. Well, where's it at? Right there? There you go. So that's what it looks like. I do have iodine around it. I did super glue it shut, and it's still, I don't know why it started bleeding. It hasn't bled all afternoon, and it stopped bleeding earlier today. But I have been kind of letting the blood kind of come out of one end of the super glue here to kind of make sure it doesn't build up pressure behind it. And does get fluid and flushed all that. But I tell you what, this little finger of mine, this little ring finger right there, that guy, well, that guy goes right through here. And boy, I tell you what, it tickles. Now, I will tell you, I'm kind of surprised I didn't catch this tendon that goes right here. I mean, it is right under there. Ooh, I don't know. Maybe I did catch it. But anyway, yeah, it's whew. Anyway, good stuff. Yeah, I did cut myself today. And again, guys, if I have anything in construction I have ever done over the last 40 years or whatever it's been in my life, I'm going to leave with one arm. I'll just roll up both arms. That way it doesn't look odd. That you cut yourself, you bang yourself up, you cut, you scrape, you burn, I mean, guys, I get cuts. I have cuts all over my hands right now, even from just the little stuff that I have been doing. And I don't know, it's just part of what I have always been experiencing as construction. But again, today I was using unsafe knife practices, and I learned again, don't name it towards you, and so I whacked it and stabbed it right into my hand or my arm there, and I knew exactly what I did when I did it. I'm like, God dang it, and so I squeezed the skin shut, and then I was driving with my one hand while I was trying to get back to the house and get some super glue and some iodine on it. And so anyway, the healing has begun. But I apologize. I didn't mean to go off on a big tangent on what all that. Hey, Philly Martin, good to see you, man. Appreciate you being here. Just woke up at 7 a.m. Yeah, Philly, he has to do the old get up in the morning to watch Jim Price, and he lives in the future. He is in Wednesday tomorrow. Oh, Philly is. Courtney Allen, good to see you, dear. Thank you so much for being here. She's had her trials and tribulations, so thank you, fam, for reaching out to her and making her feel included in her struggles. All right, getting back to the word of the day. The word of the day. So we had today's episode, and we called it Be Careful. And I called it Be Careful because we're now going into another ceasefire agreement. Now, we have extended the one we have. Now, listen, guys. When people are doing stupid things, you try not to make it worse. And if anything that I can say that I have seen in this whole last month or so here with Iran is they are such a proud people. Now listen, guys, listen. Okay, wait. Stop. Let's not talk about Trump for a second. Let's not talk about the ceasefire for a second. Let's talk about Iranians. Okay? Now, most of the people that I know that are Iranians are great people. I enjoy hanging out with them. I never had a problem with any of them. Persians, Iranians, whatever you want to call them, right? Now, the problem that we have is we have two different things that we're dealing with. Well, it's three if you call America one of them, but we have the IRGC or whatever, is Iran Royal Guard Association of Realtors. I don't know. And then we have the politicians, the parliament, the speaker of the house, the what is left of the infrastructure of quote unquote government authority. Okay? But the problem we've had is these two people where I've got my fingers in the air. Where is Thumpkin? Where is Thumpkin? Here I am, here I am. How are you today, sir? Very well, I thank you. Run away, run away. Do you remember that song from school? I haven't sang that song in decades. Anyway, so the problem is over here on this side, we have our finger held up, and we're going to call this Mr. General IRG, the Iranian Royal Guard Association of Realtors. And then over here, we've got the finger held up, and we're going to call this the House President. We're a parliamentary president or parliamentary whatever leader guy, okay? Now, the problem with these two fingers I hold up in the air, they used to point at this point in the middle. And the point in the middle was the religious leader, the Pope on the rope for Iran. Now, I do have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm using very broad strokes. This is all very made up, okay? So just understand that what I'm saying here, hey, Julie, good to see you. I have no idea what I'm talking about. This is just me telling a story, okay? Big, broad strokes. Makes no sense whatsoever. Sorry about that. All right. Now, so we got Mr. IRGC of International Realtors Association, and then we got the president of the parliament, and then they used to point at their leader called the Ayatollah, and he was like the Pope. So if you were to like say, oh, the Pope runs Italy. No, you would be wrong. He runs Catholicism, which runs the world. Just kidding. So the problem is that the IRGC military, who has got the bullets and the bombs and whatever's left of his military, and then you've got the guy in the suit with the tie over here going, well, I am the elected leader and I have to do this. You are the military. You should listen to me. And then the military is going, bet? We've got bombs and bullets. We're fighting America. What do you think you are, Mr. Parliamentary President? I'm completely making all this up, guys. But I think I'm pretty accurate. So, so as you see that, okay, we got, Mr. IRGC, International Realtor Association, Parliamentary. So the problem is these two guys don't have the middle guy, the religious guy, to look to because he's with Allah. And by the way, guys, I guess I was a little bit of a simpleton. I need to go ahead and say this out loud. I have not really ever separated myself from Muhammad, the prophet, and Allah, the God. I guess I thought that their religion worked like our religion or Christianity, where our religion sent their son down and then he died for our sins and then he went to heaven. No, you're wrong. No, Muhammad died. And so now, guys, I know this seems like I'm like, really kind of like stretching it a little bit here, but there are some things about this whole thing that really don't make a lot of sense. That the fact that in the Quran, it talks about the Bible. It talks about Jesus. So anyway, hey, Kerry Heisman's here. I'm an American. Don't give two turds about Iran if they are against us. That's thousands of years old. Quit screwing around and blow them to hell. I agree. So, but like I said, here's the problem is Mr. Guns and Bombs and Bullets over here doesn't want to listen to the guy who has the policy and the people behind him because the religious guy isn't here. Because this was about religion the whole time. Guys, we're not used to hearing religious people tell us to go kill other people because they're not religious like us and in the same religion as us. So they have to be the same religious, meaning they do the whole praying 10 times a day or 5 times a day or whatever they do. And then, you see what I'm saying? And and then if you're not part of being Muslim, well, then you're really out. And if you're not as religious, then you're really, really out. So there's a lot of that goes on in this Muslim religion. But I guess I didn't understand that Muhammad was just a prophet. But yet everybody names their kid Muhammad. Everybody. It's the most popular name on earth. You know that, right? Anyway, it's not John. So my problem is that when I know that this is a problem between, here's the reason we can't get the ceasefire is because it's internal fighting now. See, we don't have anybody who's willing to go ahead and step up and go out there and just say, I got this, because there's too many people with guns and bombs and bullets that will kill you. And there's no one to secure you because the security comes from the military. See, it's all very, very incestual, So this is where we got this whole, it's amazing to watch. I really, it's so very complicated too. And this is why I think a lot of the presidents, and this really should have been handled under Reagan when we had the Iran-Contra affair. It should have been handled under Clinton, Daddy Bush, Bush Jr. There should have been some things going on there, right? No. I think this is why nobody has really truly gone out and just done this, because they don't have their shit together over there. Because it has been so led by one singular figure that there is no hierarchy of people that go down the chain of command. Everything is flat. Everything below him means nothing. And so now we've got, okay, we cut the snake's head off, but now we don't have any snakes and we have no snake head, and now we don't have any, like, you see what I'm saying? So this is where there's a lot of this that goes around and around and around. You guys got to like, okay, all right, you guys are, Hey, Terrence, good to see you. And this is, I thought it was Philip. Philip. Yes, it is Philip. All right, so let me go on to the article. I'm going to talk about this extended ceasefire or whatever it is. And I do believe, guys, listen, if your opponent is struggling to come to a decision, there's no use going in and kicking them while they're down. Now, guys, if you think that Iran is some type of a threat, and if you think that this is a big deal, this Hormuz thing, the only reason Trump is doing this is to show the weakness of the European Union. And guys, I will tell you, there's a lot of things about this man that just makes me, I just love how he is. Now, listen, I like how he's vengeful. I like how he doesn't forget. And that's why I still think this whole entire thing, all of the running for office and everything was about getting Obama back for humiliating him about the birther movement. And I do believe that the reason that they are paying for certain types of protests to say certain things is because there are protests and protest signs out there talking about how that Trump is taking away birthright citizenship. But who would be affected by that? Hey, guys, listen. Oh, God dang it. Stop bleeding. The birthright citizen thing. Who would that affect? Uncle Barry. You weren't born in America, and your mama having you over there, and your daddy being a foreigner doesn't make you an American. There's some things about this, guys. Listen, I don't know. Trump has got spades for days, man. He's got the Trump card, right? And he has really been on it. I'm just impressed by it the whole way. So, all right, here we go. Let's go down this a little bit. And guys, like I said in the past, there's so much about what Trump does and how he thinks and the things that he goes through and all this stuff. It is breathtaking to watch how hard he works and how complicated this is. And I will tell you, I don't know why he got into it other than just the fact that he likes exposing weaknesses. Listen. A good boss. Now, I don't care who you are out there. Listen to me. A good boss will find your weakness. But when he goes in there to try to show it to you and then help you with it and you do nothing, that's when you get fired. And that is Trump's process. I will go in and I will advise you. I will go in and I will help you. I will go in and I will aid you. I'll go in and do these things. But if you burn me, you go against me, you don't listen to me. This is where Trump's good, man. Trump is a boss that will fire you in a minute not because he has to fire you, but because he'll let the things around him fire you. He'll let the things around him, expose you. Hey, here she is, here he is, here's this girl, here's this guy, go get him. And if they're the right people, then they'll pass the muster, they'll pass the test of fire. And I think a lot of people have been absolutely exposed by that. I'm trying to let it not build up. So what happened was this started swelling up right here, and then it started. This little end opened up, and it actually relieved the pressure under it. So I've been letting the blood come out of it. So anyway, all right, let's get on to why. Okay, so President Trump on Tuesday afternoon announced he's extending the ceasefire with Iran. Now, guarantee you, CNN, Pocahontas down here in Oklahoma, Elizabeth Warren, she's going to be all over. See, I told you Trump is weak on Iran. Oh, wait, you didn't want him to go on Iran. Now he's being weak on Iran? Watch the flip-floppy part, guys. Watch, it's coming. It's coming. Over the weekend, President Trump told Fox reporter Trey Yingst that he was going to blow up the whole country if Iran did not agree to U.S. peace plan. On Tuesday, Trump said he extended the ceasefire with Iran at Pakistan's request. Now, by the way, guys, listen. I don't think you guys have caught on to the idea that I didn't know that there was a lot of these wars between certain places. I didn't know Pakistan was fighting with other people, and I'm sorry, I did not know you guys were in an ongoing skirmish in your own little region there. I apologize. I should check. That was on me. But at the request of Pakistan. So, again, Pakistan's doing their job. Like, hey, listen, we gave you time. Don't burn us. Do your thing. Based on the fact that the government of Iran is seriously fractured, not unexpectedly and said so, unexpectedly so, and upon the request of Field Marshal Hashim Munir, the Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif of Pakistan, we have been asked to hold our attack on the country of Iran until such time as their leaders and representatives can come up with a unified proposal. What did Jim Price just tell you? What did I just tell you at the beginning of this? We got the IRGC, International Realtors Association, and then we've got the president of the parliament. And these two don't know how to act independent or under each other because they've always worked for the Shah or the Sikh or the Ayatollah or whoever that dumbass was in there being, oh, God told me we have to go bomb God told me we have to go bomb God told me we have to go. Come on, guys, let's not do that, okay? Don't do that. That's where I believe we talk about the misuse of God, right? All right. I have therefore directed our military to continue the blockade and in all other respects remain ready and able. I will therefore extend the ceasefire until such a time as this proposal is submitted and discussions are concluded one way or the other, says Trump. Earliest month, Trump announced a double-sided ceasefire agreement to suspend the planned military strikes. Oil plunged below 100, but it was creeping up to 92 this afternoon. So, guys, you got to love that. And by the way, guys, listen. The reason that your gas prices jumped at all was because of futures. You guys realize that when they tell you the oil price today is for future in oil, not today oil. See, they're selling 100 billion barrels at $92 on the open market for 3 months from now. They're selling the futures. They're not selling the nows. So the nows were bought 3-4 months ago, 5 months ago, 6 months ago. So they're paying back in the 70 range for oil that they're refining that they're charging you $110 range oil prices for. That's why you're hearing different congressmen and different people, including myself, say they're gouging us. Because we don't receive any oil from outside our gasoline supply. Listen to me, not oil supply. Listen to what I just said. The gasoline supply in America exceeds the quantities necessary to run this country. And yet you are paying international rates for your oil and your gasolina. See? We received a 10-point proposal from Iran and believe it is a workable base on which to negotiate. Almost all the various points of past contention have been agreed to between the United States and Iran, but a 2-week period will allow the agreement to finalize, the president said. On behalf of the United States of America as president and also representing the countries of the Middle East, it is an honor to have this long-term problem close to resolution. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Trump. Now, think about that. Now, guys, this is where, again, if I'm trying to buy, let's say I'm trying to buy a McDonald's. I don't know whatever that means. But I'm trying to buy a McDonald's. And the guy that's selling to me, he's got issues. He's got partners. They're not agreeing. They're fighting between. He's got a divorce going on. I got attorneys. I got a bankruptcy judge. I got all this stuff going on. And I'm like, you know what? You're going to sell me that house, or no, I'm going to go and just kill you, or I'm going to sell me McDonald's. I'm going to take you to court. Well, the problem is if they say, hey, listen, give us 2 weeks. We're trying to work this out. I think we got everything close. We're getting there. Things aren't good they want to be, but give us 2 weeks. I'm like, all right, I'll give you 2 weeks. But see, if I go and I slap a lawsuit, I slap an injunction, I start pulling out the authorities and doing all this stuff and putting out a parade of bad publicity, then I just stop the whole process. It all crashes to the bottom, and then it has to be all restarted. And if you've done any type of international business deals, you've done any type of big business deals where you're signing $100 million contracts. I've done these. I've signed $500 million contracts. I've signed $2.5 million worth of contracts myself personally when I was a defense contractor. So guys, when you're in these big negotiations, when you have a lot of people watching, then you hear from CNN, Iran is working to outsmart America and is doing so because Trump is weak and fleckless. And that shows that Iran will be the better of all this. What? Like you guys went to Iran as the better, like they're getting over on America? I like it. I appreciate it. And I do appreciate some of the actual propaganda videos and stuff that were going around talking about how America is just not doing it, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that whole thing. Come on. Let's see what here we got. They tie the boats up 12 miles out, waiting for the price to suit their criminals. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, if I had 2 million barrels of oil worth $1.5 billion. Wait, no, 100, right, no, it's 200 million. Yeah, 2 million, 2 billion, 2 million. No, 2 million, 200 million. Anyway, whatever it is. If I had 2 million barrels and I could wait a day or two to bring it into port knowing that I'm going to jump $10 a barrel, and that's $2 million times $10, I don't know math, but I bet you that's $20 million. See, there's a difference, right? So how you pull into port, where you show up, it could be a $20 million swing for that boat. You follow what I'm saying? So this is why this all matters and we need to stop. But the big thing is, guys, the EU is not getting oil except from America, which means we are making a lot of money. America. We did have another leaker in the Supreme Court, which is, again, I don't understand this. This is really where it shows you that these places are not places of honor. These are not places of dignity. These people do not work within the realm of actual ethics or morality, and they are releasing information out to the general public without, the authorization, and that just shows you where they're at. The documents, which were never meant to be seen in the light of day for decades, detailed a 5-day flurry of confidential exchanges among the justices. This is where there is no honor. There's no dignity. It's crazy. All right. The documents show that there was a 5-day flurry of confidential exchanges between the justices that ultimately led to a 5-4 emergency order blocking Obama's signature climate regulation. Chief Justice Roberts and other conservatives argued the plan would cause substantial and irreversible harm to the power sector and if allowed to take effect before full review. Leaks of the high court have become disturbingly frequent, and they almost always seem to be targeting the conservative justices. Almost always? The leaked papers show the court grappling with whether to issue an unprecedented stay on the Clean Power Plan, Obama administration EPA rule aimed at slashing carbon emissions from power plants by 32% by 2030. By the way, guys, do they know what they're trying to slash? They just keep saying CO2, noxious gases, poisons, environmental impacts. See, the problem with it is that the legislators and the people that are actually doing this really have no idea what they're signing their name to. The FDA, a lot of these people in there, honestly, are just people who got a job being a secretary and now are running an entire division of the EPA. Now, I'm not making that up, guys. This is how the government works. You just sit around and there's vacancy above you. They just move your ass up because they don't want to retrain somebody. They already have you. This is what they do. Conservative justice emphasized the immediate economic damage that what the regulations would inflict. In one memo, Roberts warned absent a stay, the Clean Power Plan will cause and is causing substantial and irreversible reordering of domestic power sector before the court has an opportunity to review it legally. Now, here's the point of that. Guys, listen, this is just them being human. This is them talking amongst themselves. This is what they're supposed to be able to do. But it was supposed to be able to be done so they didn't have to worry about looking over their shoulder at how they made their decision until they made it public. You can't do that, right? This is far from the first time Supreme Court has been hit by damaging leaks. The leak of the 22 Dobbs draft opinion, which was, again, the Roe versus Wade, sending it back to the states, which is exactly what it was supposed to do. That was it. That was what it was always. It was always supposed to be a state issue. It was never supposed to be federal. And the idea that was taken on federally shows you malpractice. It is time to identify the leakers, fire them immediately, and impose real consequences for their acts. You would think. What is this? Ketanji Brown Jackson, an appointee of former President Joe Biden, has been among the most vocal dissents in emergency cases during President Trump's term. As the president frequently benefits from the fast-packed docket, Jackson is sometimes joined by her two liberal colleagues, Kagan and Justice Sotomayor, and dissent. Last week, Jackson aired her grievance in a different forum, blasting emergency docket decisions during a Yale law school speech as rushed scratch paper musings. Now, I will let you know that these judges have multiple clerks, meaning secretaries, legal assistants, whatever you want to call them. They have a lot of people working for them, and there's a lot of people that are doing their job, but yet it seems like that the conservatives' responses are getting leaked out. But who has access to that? Who is the pivot person? Who is your clerk? Who is the court clerk who does the file stamping and all the different things like that? Where's that? I bet you if any dimes of donuts where that's coming through. Yeah, yeah. So let's just be mindful that this is the world we live in, where even things like this have no honor and dignity amongst themselves. The thieves do not care. The Supreme Court has not yet issued an official statement on the latest leak. Chief Roberts previously called a prior breach absolutely appalling and an egregious breach of trust. Yeah, here we go. I'm naked under my clothes, nothing left to see. What? How did you know I was naked under my clothes? Oh, you're talking about you, Carrie. You're naked under your... Oh, I get it. All right. Oh, I know. This is good stuff out there in the world we live in. I don't know. Now, listen, Kevin Warsh, I have not seen this guy until Elizabeth Warren started railing on him wildly and called him a sock puppet. And really, I don't know. Okay, listen, I understand Elizabeth Warren is a lady who doesn't have a speeding ticket, who's never had a parking ticket, who never, she only uses a knife and fork to eat her pizza because she doesn't get her hands dirty. I'm sure she's never wiped her ass or, stubbed her toe or got her feet dirty or anything under her fingernails. I get all that about her. She is as pure as a driven snow, and I could get it. But here's the problem, guys. This woman really thinks that she can just say anything to any human being because she's a congressman. And this is where I think we have lost our ability as a society to hold people in prisons, to keep people in jail, to do all these different things, sanction life. Guys, everybody's lying, everybody's cheating. So why are you holding people accountable for lying and cheating? Do you see the math there? Why do I have to worry about you trying to hold people accountable when you're not holding everybody accountable? When you're showing the multi-tiered legal system, when you're showing where everybody can pick and choose what they want to be their balance sheet of justice and morality. I don't understand how we've gotten here. I don't get it. I don't know why we've allowed this. But let me see if I get this video here of her. And she does all the it is disgusting at best. And it's just all theater. It's all theater. So let's listen to Elizabeth Warren, and I did watch this on C-SPAN today, and again, I hate watching C-SPAN because it is absolute liberal trash. C-SPAN is absolute liberal trash from the word go. All right, so here we go. Here's old Elizabeth Warren. Elizabeth.
One aspect of President Trump's economic agenda with which you disagree.
Well, Senator, the Federal Reserve in recent years has wandered outside of its remit, wandered into other areas.
I'm asking for something
That's
you
not something
disagree
I'm prepared
with Donald
to do.
Trump on.
If I'm
Just
confirmed,
one
the Federal
one
Reserve should stay in
economic
its
issue.
lane.
Just one little place where you disagree with Donald Trump.
Shut
I
up,
do
lady.
have a disagreement, actually, Senator, with the president. I think even this morning, he said that he thought I was out of central casting. I think central casting, I'd look older, grayer, and maybe show up here with a cigar of sorts.
Quite adorable. But you know, we need a Fed chair who is independent. That's the only way we preserve the independence.
Like
of the
Powell has
Federal
been?
Reserve. If you can't answer these questions, you don't have the courage and you don't have the independence.
Shut up. Shut up all the way, Warren. Okay, listen. Okay, guys. Okay, we all. Okay, let me as a just test the room here. I'm gonna look for your guys' answers here in the comments. Okay, I want to hear this. I want to hear this. Does anybody here believe that Jerome Powell is a Republican? Can someone please put give me the thumbs down or or a thumbs up whether you believe that he is a Republican? That you believe Jerome Powell, who's spending $4.5 billion on one building on Earth, more than the Taj Mahal, more than EAU Dubai building ever. Jerome Powell is building a $4.5 billion renovation. He's renovating. He's not excavating the ground, putting footers in and soil testing and piers and doing all this ground up infrastructure of all these things. No, he's just putting a new sheetrock up and a little bit of paint here and there, doing a little this and that. Guys, do you understand that we don't build like things like that out? That's ridiculous. $4.5 billion renovation on a building that's about 20,000 square feet. So most commercial buildings, like a 12-story commercial buildings. So guys, please explain to me where you see that Jerome Powell is a Republican and then this guy is bad because he's a Republican. Can someone give me a hand that believes Jerome Powell, the the Federal Reserve Chairman, is he a Republican? Does anybody on this place believe he's a Republican? Anybody? Any thumbs up? There you go. And the sad part of it is the timing and the coinkydink of things that are so evident. And here's the problem: if Trump were not to respond to them, that would probably be okay in some ways, but it would not have given you the reason to look into the Federal Reserve and learn why that is that they're completely a fictitious part of our government. Yeah. So anyway, name me one thing. Name me one thing. Name me one thing. See, you can't name one thing. You can't. God dang it, lady. Shut up. So indicted, by the way, there was a lady, her name is Sheila Kerfilius McCormick. She resigns amid House expulsion vote. But listen, she's indicted on stealing $5 million worth of FEMA funds. And she's been expelled from the House. Now, I don't want to go jumping ahead, but God dang it, this has got to stop. Here she is. This is Miss McCormick or whatever her name is. Cherfilius. The Florida Democrat faces 15 federal counts of allegedly stealing more than $5 million in FEMA disaster relief fund, laundering the money through her family's health care company, and funneling it to her 2021 campaign. She'll spend, if she's convicted, it's 50 years in prison. And she'll go to some blue-collar, white-collar, not blue-collar, but some white-collar crime federal place, and she'll never really have to do much time, really. Wow, here's a story for you. A nationally known activist who has worked with some of the biggest names in Democratic politics has experienced a horror no human should have ever endured. A mother was killed and her daughter was injured following a stabbing attack inside a Burbank, California home. A neighbor, Victor Goyle, confirmed that the victims were Artie Verma, and her daughter, Mira Verma. Goyle explained Artie died from her wounds and Maria, I don't know how to say it, was severely injured. She's in the hospital right now fighting for her life. It was kind of a shock to hear just a few minutes ago that their house was broken into. Per her website, described herself as a nationally recognized mental health activist and a TED Speak with 10 years of experience working with federal, private, and nonprofit entities. Mary added that she strives to be a voice of hope for those navigating their struggles in silence. And it is impossible for us to have these conversations about mental health. She goes on. Police are investigating to determine if there was any relationship between the suspect and the victim. So the problem, what they're saying is that they don't know why this guy suddenly attacked and killed this activist's mother. She's a mental health activist, and it killed her mom. Man, I just got blood on my vest. Anyway, killed her mom and then came after her, and she's recovering. So sometimes I don't think, guys, a lot of these people in these bleeding heart situations are all like, oh, I'm out here, I've got a social worker degree, I'm gonna go help the world. The world's gonna be a better place. It's gonna be so awesome. And I will tell you, having dated a person who was an actual social worker for the county, Sedgwick County, and learning the amount of violence that happens from the client to the employee, and it's accepted behavior. Men and women get beat, stabbed, choked, broken arms, all kind of eye sockets. This is social workers from their clients. And this is part of the routine. It's part of the normal. In fact, some of the most violent, they would actually drive them for hours in a van by themselves. 2 women with 5 men drive for hours to Larned, Kansas to drop them off at the mental hospital up there. And a lot of times these men and whatever would break out of their medication and just flip out. And it's happened. It happens a lot. And this is not a surprise that this person, who she had probably helped in the past, came back and stabbed her. Anyway. Alan Dershowitz ditches Democrat Party for his 67th year, after 67 years. Really? Alan Dershowitz, huh? Harvard law professor and constitutional attorney Alan Dershowitz has officially ditched the Democrat Party. In a powerful Wall Street Journal op-ed published Monday, Dershowitz blasted today's Democrat Party as increasingly hostile towards Israel and dangerously consumed by radical ideology. Now, guys, listen, I don't think that I stopped reading the article because Dershowitz said that they're attacking Israel. Guys, if we cannot speak ill of other countries in our own country, what are we doing here? So if I go to, now I wouldn't want to do that. I wouldn't want to go to Europe and just start bagging on, oh, you guys are all sucky here. You ought to change your laws. Oh, accommodate me. I'm an American. Make everything American. That's not how it works. But if I don't like Israel for any goddamn reason I want, I can say that. If I don't like Russia for any damn reason I want, I can say I don't like them. If I don't like Bangladesh or Taiwan or Tokyo or whatever city or state or county or country, I don't like it, I can say that. But we're not going to use one country as leverage over others, and that's where we got to stop. And that's what I think I am doing by going out and keep saying, listen, I don't want the country Israel to be attacked. I don't want the country Israel to attack others. I want the country Israel to live in peace and all that other good stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm not going to combine Israel with the Jewish religion. I'm not going to combine Israel with the Jewish lineage of DNA. I'm not going to combine, you see what I'm saying? That's not how that works. Religions are religions. I'm mine, you're yours. So China caught sending a nasty gift to Iran on massive cargo ship. So this is, again, where we don't realize there's a lot of pieces going on where people just like creating chaos. You know, they're like, hey, give John a firecracker. He'll set the party off. Well, that's what Iran is. You know, China's like, hey, go give Iran some more firecrackers. Let's see what they pop off next. America's most powerful enemy was caught red-handed sending a disturbing gift to Iran. It says the Iran flag cargo ship on Sunday in the Gulf of Oman that tried to run the blockade established last week by Trump, following a short-term ceasefire agreement, is under pressure in order to pressure the regime into agreeing with Trump's terms of peace. So today, an Iranian flag ship named Tosca, I don't know, nearly 900 feet long and weighing almost as much as an aircraft carrier, tried to get past the naval blockade and did not go very well. U.S. Navy guided missile destroyer USS SPR Speranza intercepted the boat in the Gulf of Oman, gave them fair warning to stop. The Iranian crew refused to listen, and so our Navy ship stopped them. And they shot them in the engine room. They put a round right in where the old motor's at. Right now, the U.S. Marines have custody of the vessel and is under Treasury sanction. By the way, that was another thing, too. That boat was actually, like, internationally sanctioned already. So it was already kind of on the watch list of things to do, which is really stupid. Like, if that's a boat that you know that they're already looking at, has already got problems, that's not the boat you run through there. Anyway. Yes, China was not only helping Iran evade sanctions, but also handed them weapons to kill soldiers. We caught a ship yesterday that had some things on it that wasn't very nice. A gift from China. What was it? I was a little surprised. Well, what is it? What was in the surprise? Is there anything in here that Washington Post confirmed? Oh, say wait. Reuters reported a very alarming detail that the boat is loaded with dual-use chemicals used to manufacture ballistic missiles. Do you think that they're working on manufacturing ballistic missiles in Iran right now? I mean, seriously, guys, listen, I don't know. Guys, these are questions. Like, you think they're actually over there like, oh, man, we better build some more. Hurry, guys, build some more missiles before they blow us up. I don't know. I think some of this is really just laughable to show how that the other side, this is the best that they can do. We're the best. What was it? Bud Light was the best you can do. Anyway, whatever it was. Russian forces have conquered 80 settlements this year and are advancing on the Slovakian Karmagarskas fortress belt, the last Ukrainian bastion in Donetsk. Okay, that's all laughable. I do have a problem with this, and this is actually something I'm not happy about hearing, and I have had this problem with Mr. Tom Thune, or John Thune, a long time, Mr. Senator, Majority Leader. Mr. Thune, John Thune is determined to bring Democrats into power for decades to come. He hates MAGA voters so much that he will not pass the Save America Act. Thune is a traitor. In yet another blatant betrayal of President Trump, the American First Agenda, Senator Majority Leader John Thune, Republican from South Dakota, has once again shown his true rhino colors by flatly refusing to make any changes to the Senate rules that would allow the Save America Act to pass. And again, this is where it's like this moral stand here. And guys, we don't have a lot of time for moral stands. But Mr. Thune is on the wrong side of history and a lot of things. Yeah, that's not going to happen, Thune said on Monday when pressed by ABC News. This stonewalling directly undermines Trump's agenda called urgent call to save it. Where is this? Where are we at? And yet another blatant. Yeah. Okay, say it says. It's not going to happen. That's John Thune's words. And this guy is the guy that we're running in the Senate president. Like, we're all happy he's there. The president clearly is very interested in getting the Save America bill up and voted on, although he wants a modified version of it. And so we'll do our best to do that, Thune said, paying lip service to Trump. But the one thing he said all along is, I've told him and others that I can't guarantee an outcome. I can't guarantee a result. If the result is only achieved by nuking the legislative filibuster, we don't have the vote to do that. And so that's just not a realistic option. And this is why we have a problem with our government, because this guy isn't doing it. He really isn't. The sad part of it is guys, the Democrats do exactly what the people that voted for them did, not their district, but the people that voted for them. And they very, very heavily lean towards the Democrat every single time. They're best at going 100% Democrat. But yet, Republicans, we're the ones over here. We got traitors and stuff. We got wishy-washy. See, I love the dedication of a Democrat. Once they lock jaw onto a subject, they just don't ever let it go, even if it kills them. They don't care. Chop my head off. I'm still holding on. I got my teeth in it. That's what they do. Oh, man. Minnesota school to construct a prayer room and foot washing station to accommodate Muslim students. Guys, let's not worry about education. Let's not worry about teen pregnancy. Let's not worry about autism. Let's not worry about vaccine injury in students. Let's not worry about the fact that we have graduation rates and education rates that are just plummeting people can't even read when they graduate high school. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to put a foot wash station in. Oh, it's good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Now, by the way, that whole Virginia Democrat, the Democrats trying to redo the gerrymandering thing in Virginia, it's getting worse, guys. And then they are doing it because they want to. And they're doing it because they're going to do it anyway. It doesn't matter if that fails, they'll put it through anyway. You guys think it's silly that you just like, oh, the Democrats aren't obeying the rules. Hey, he's not standing in line. Hey, he cut. Oh, he's a cutter. And now you're a tattletale because you did nothing about it, and they're going to do what they want no matter what you do. They're not afraid of you. That is the real problem, guys. Democrats are not afraid. Democrat Senator Cory Booker of New Jersey called for foot soldiers to defend democracy, citing darkness and the need to redeem the dream of America. By the way, guys, democracy is a socialism term. It has nothing to do with a constitutional representative republic, which is what we are as Americans. Say it with me: constitutional representative republic. That's why when you do the one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all, it's a republic. Look it up. So he's going. He shouts, "Ladies and gentlemen, there's a storm in our nation. There is darkness and wind," he continued. "People are getting hurt. What we need is not from on high. We need, you don't need God. We need foot soldiers of democracy, of socialism and communism." Oh, wait, no, he didn't say all that part. He just said the democracy part, because that's the part you guys accept. You guys okay. If he says democracy, he says communism, you guys get all, that's a red flag for you. But if he says democracy, you guys just go back to sleep. You do. Soldiers are democracy who in times of trial are willing to stand up. Will you stand for democracy? Will you stand get our vote? Will you stand for our children? Will you stand for the elders? Will you stand together, unified, strong, be the hope that people need? Cool. All right, guys. Well, that's going to be about it for me. I do understand that Cory Booker is a placeholder, and don't worry about it. But yeah, that's where they're committed, man. They are absolutely committed. They will do anything and everything because that is what it is worth. Anything and everything. You guys think politics is this side thing that they just care about once in a while? No, they care all the time, and it doesn't matter if they burn it all down for the victory. You guys have really not seen that, have you? I don't know. All right, guys, that's going to be about it for me. Remember, the 10% we do for our neighbor, community, city, county, state, the federal government, the more you do for them, the less they have to do for you. Learn how to be selfless and not so damn selfish. The world will be a far, far better place. Remember, hold the line, hold fast, do not give up, do not give in. We'll win. I promise to make promises I can't keep, guys. You've always been the answer out there. Remember that Constitution? That Constitution limits the government but never limits you. Understand your authority and understand who you are and be the power of the people out there. Be what Cory Booker wants you to be. But do it right. Don't do it like how he's trying to. Yeah, anyway. All right, guys, that's going to be about it for me. Great stuff out there. We do have a lot of good stuff coming up in the coming weeks. There is a great big health fair in Dallas this weekend. I'm not going to be attending because Larry, the toothpaste guy, is going to be here at my house. He's going to be working the women's fair in Wichita, Kansas. So he's going to be doing that Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'm sorry, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, not Thursday. He's going to be here tomorrow. Then we're going to go Thursday setup afternoon, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and you've got all the, all the bells and whistles. So anyway, going to be doing that, and then looks like I will be in Tennessee, Middle Tennessee, the 1st of May for a health conference there. And so it looks like I'll be attending that with my mushrooms and others as well. All right, guys, that's going to be about it for me. Thank you guys so much for everything you guys are doing out there. Remember, donate the show as often as possible. That's how we keep the lights on. All right, guys, I'm Jim Price, Jim Price Show Daily Update. You guys all be good to each other out there, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.